Police car light, wait. Before you spend another quarter, you need to see this. What if a 1979D, 1986P, or 1990D Washington quarter hiding in your pocket or coin jar has a tiny detail that most people completely miss? Every day, these quarters are spent across America, while smart collectors search for rare mint errors, high-grade coins, and hidden collector varieties. In today's video, I'll reveal exactly what makes these three Washington quarters so interesting, the history behind them, and the key details you should check before you spend another one. Stay until the very end, because the next quarter you find could become the best discovery in your collection. The coin number 1. Imagine reaching into your pocket and finding a 1990D Washington quarter that looks just like every other quarter in circulation. Most people would spend it without a second thought, but collectors understand that every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. The 1990D Washington quarter represents an important chapter in modern United States coinage, carrying the image of America's first president while reflecting decades of minting tradition. While most circulated 1990D quarters are common and generally worth face value, exceptional uncirculated examples, certified high-grade coins, and genuine mint-era pieces continue to attract strong collector interest. The real excitement comes from learning the details that separate an ordinary quarter from one collectors are eager to preserve. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. What began as a commemorative issue quickly became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The obverse features the distinguished portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the famous heraldic eagle, standing proudly above a bundle of arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. By 1990, this classic design had already served the American people for nearly 6 decades, becoming one of the most familiar coins in everyday circulation. The small D mint mark beneath the date identifies the coin as having been struck at the Denver Mint. During 1990, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. These quarters quickly found their way into banks, grocery stores, vending machines, parking meters, and cash registers across the country. Because they were made for daily use, many surviving examples now display scratches, worn details, and faded mint luster. Others were carefully saved in mint sets or private collections, preserving the brilliant appearance they had on the day they left the mint. Condition is one of the most important factors in determining collector interest. A quarter that circulated for years naturally develops contact marks and signs of wear, while a coin that remained untouched may still show brilliant luster, sharp lettering, and crisp design details. Collectors often spend years searching for examples that remain in exceptional condition, because these pieces become increasingly difficult to locate as time passes. Even though millions of 1990D quarters were produced, only a small percentage survive in outstanding preservation. Professional grading services carefully evaluate every coin before assigning a numerical grade based on preservation, strike quality, originality, luster, and overall eye appeal. Even a slight improvement in grade can significantly influence collector demand. Registry set collectors often compete for the finest certified examples because nearly flawless coins are much scarcer than ordinary circulated pieces. A beautifully preserved 1990D Washington quarter represents not only excellent minting quality, but also decades of careful preservation. One of the most exciting areas of coin collecting involves searching for genuine mint errors. Although the United States Mint maintains strict production standards, occasional manufacturing mistakes still occurred. Authentic mint-made errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, and other unusual varieties continue to attract collector attention because they reveal unique moments in the minting process. These genuine mint errors are entirely different from scratches, dents, polishing, corrosion, or environmental damage that occurred after the coin entered circulation, which generally lowers collector appeal. Many beginning collectors believe that cleaning an old coin will make it more valuable. Experienced numismatists usually recommend leaving coins exactly as they are found. Harsh cleaning removes the original mint surface, creates microscopic scratches, and permanently changes the appearance of the coin. Original mint luster and natural tunning are generally preferred because they preserve the authenticity and history of the piece. An untouched coin often receives much greater appreciation from collectors than one that has been polished. The 1990D Washington quarter remains an important part of American coin collecting because it continues the legacy of one of the nation's most respected coin designs. Every surviving coin has traveled through years of commerce while carrying the portrait of George Washington, connecting modern collectors with everyday American history. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited from a family collection, or found in an old coin jar, each quarter tells a story that extends far beyond its 25-cent face value. The greatest lesson this coin teaches is that successful coin collecting depends on knowledge, patience, and careful observation rather than exaggerated claims. Most 1990D Washington quarters remain ordinary circulation coins, but beautifully preserved uncirculated examples, top-grade certified pieces, and genuine mint-era coins continue to receive the strongest collector interest. By studying mint marks, condition, originality, and authentic mint-made varieties, collectors discover that the true value of a coin lies in its history, craftsmanship, and preservation. Every 1990D Washington quarter reminds us that even the most familiar coins can become meaningful collectibles when viewed through the eyes of history. The coin number 2. Have you ever looked at a 1979D Washington quarter and wondered if this ordinary-looking coin has a story hidden beneath its worn surface? Every day, countless quarters pass from one hand to another without anyone giving them a second glance, yet collectors know that even a common-looking coin can become fascinating when you understand its history. The 1979D Washington quarter represents an important era in American coinage, carrying the image of the nation's first president while continuing a design that had already become an American icon. While most circulated 1979D quarters are common and generally worth face value, exceptional uncirculated examples, certified high-grade coins, and genuine mint-era pieces continue to attract collector interest. The real excitement comes from recognizing the details that make certain coins stand apart. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. What began as a one-year commemorative issue soon became one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The front of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the classic heraldic eagle standing proudly above a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing both military strength and the nation's desire for peace. By 1979, this design had already been circulating for nearly 50 years and had become one of the most recognized coins in America. The D Mint mark beneath the date shows that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. During 1979, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters to supply banks, businesses, and everyday commerce across the United States. These quarters traveled through grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, vending machines, and family cash drawers, becoming part of daily American life. Because they circulated so widely, many surviving examples show scratches, worn details, and faded mint luster. Others were saved immediately after production in mint sets or private collections, preserving their brilliant surfaces and sharp design features for future generations of collectors. Condition is one of the most important factors affecting collector demand. A quarter that's circulated heavily for years naturally develops contact marks and wear on the highest parts of the design. An uncirculated example, however, may still display bright original luster, crisp lettering, and sharply defined details in both Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. These beautifully preserved examples become increasingly scarce as time passes because most eventually enter circulation. Collectors often spend years searching for coins that remain in exceptional condition decades after leaving the mint. Professional grading services carefully inspect every coin before assigning a numerical grade based on preservation, strike quality, originality, eye appeal, and surface condition. Even a small improvement in grade can significantly influence collector demand. High-grade certified 1979D Washington quarters are especially desirable because relatively few survive with nearly flawless surfaces after many decades. Registry set collectors often compete for these premium examples because every point of quality becomes increasingly difficult to achieve. One of the most fascinating parts of collecting the 1979D Washington quarter is the search for genuine mint errors. Although the United States Mint maintains strict quality control standards, occasional production mistakes still occurred. Authentic mint-made errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, and other unusual varieties continue to attract collector attention because they reveal rare moments during the manufacturing process. These genuine mint errors are very different from scratches, dents, corrosion, polishing, or environmental damage that happened after the coin entered circulation, which generally lowers collector interest. Many beginning collectors believe polishing an old coin makes it more valuable. Experienced numismatists usually recommend leaving coins exactly as they are found. Cleaning removes the original mint surface, creates tiny scratches, and permanently changes the appearance of the coin. Collectors generally prefer natural tunning and original mint luster, because these features preserve the authenticity and history of the piece. An untouched coin often receives greater appreciation than one that has been cleaned. The 1979 D Washington quarter remains an important collectible because it represents the continuation of one of America's most respected circulating coin series. Every surviving coin carries decades of history while honoring George Washington, connecting today's collectors with generations of Americans who use the same design in their everyday lives. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited from a family member, or found in an old collection, each coin tells a story that reaches far beyond its 25-cent face value. The greatest lesson this coin teaches is that successful coin collecting depends on knowledge, patience, and careful observation rather than exaggerated stories. Most 1979 D Washington quarters remain ordinary circulation coins, but beautifully preserved uncirculated examples, top-grade certified pieces, and genuine mint-era coins continue to receive the strongest collector interest. By studying mint marks, condition, originality, and authentic mint-made varieties, collectors discover that the real value of a coin lies in its history, craftsmanship, and preservation. Every 1979 D Washington quarter serves as a reminder that even the most familiar coins can become fascinating pieces of American history when viewed through the eyes of a collector. The coin number 3. Have you ever wondered whether an ordinary 1986 P Washington quarter could be hiding an extraordinary story? Every day, thousands of these quarters pass through cash registers, vending machines, and pockets without anyone giving them a second glance. Yet collectors know that every coin deserves a closer look because history, craftsmanship, and the possibility of genuine mint-made varieties can make even a common-looking quarter fascinating. While most circulated 1986 P Washington quarters are worth only their face value, beautifully preserved uncirculated examples, certified high-grade coins, and authentic mint-era pieces continue to attract serious collector attention. The excitement comes from learning exactly what separates an ordinary coin from one collectors proudly add to their collections. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. What was originally intended to be a one-year commemorative issue soon became one of the longest-running and most recognized coin series in United States history. The obverse displays the dignified portrait of America's first president, while the reverse features the classic heraldic eagle standing proudly above arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and the nation's hope for peace. By 1986, this timeless design had already become an important part of everyday American life, circulating through millions of homes, businesses, and communities. The P mint mark beneath the date identifies this coin as having been struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia quarters began carrying the P mint mark on circulating coins in 1980, making the 1986 P issue easy to recognize. During 1986, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Washington quarters for circulation throughout the country. These coins entered banks, stores, vending machines, and cash registers, becoming part of daily commerce. Although huge numbers were struck, many eventually became worn through years of circulation, making outstanding uncirculated examples much more desirable today. Condition is one of the most important factors influencing collector demand. A heavily circulated quarter naturally develops scratches, contact marks, worn high points, and faded mint luster. In contrast, a coin that remained safely stored in a mint set or private collection may still display brilliant original luster, crisp lettering, and sharply defined design details. Collectors appreciate these beautifully preserved examples because they offer a glimpse of how the coin appeared when it first left the mint decades ago. Professional grading services carefully evaluate every coin before assigning a numerical grade based on preservation, strike quality, originality, luster, and overall eye appeal. Even small differences in grade can significantly affect collector demand. Registry set collectors often compete for the highest quality certified examples because nearly flawless 1986 P Washington quarters become increasingly difficult to locate as the years pass. These premium coins represent both exceptional mint production and decades of careful preservation. One of the most exciting parts of collecting the 1986 P Washington quarter is searching for genuine mint-made errors. Although the United States Mint maintains strict quality control standards, occasional production mistakes still occurred. Authentic mint errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, and other unusual varieties remain popular because they reveal rare moments during the minting process. These genuine errors are very different from scratches, dents, corrosion, polishing, or damage that occurred after the coin entered circulation, which generally reduces collector appeal rather than increasing it. Many beginning collectors believe cleaning an old coin improves its value. Experienced numismatists usually recommend leaving coins exactly as they are found. Harsh cleaning removes the original mint surface, creates fine scratches, and permanently changes the coin's appearance. Collectors generally prefer original luster and natural tunning because these qualities preserve the authenticity and history of the coin. An untouched example often attracts greater collector appreciation than a polished one. The 1986 P. Washington quarter continues to hold an important place in modern American coin collecting because it represents the continuation of one of the nation's most respected circulating coin designs. Every surviving coin reflects decades of craftsmanship while honoring George Washington's legacy. Whether discovered in pocket change, inherited from a family member, or found in an old collection, each quarter carries a story that extends far beyond its 25-cent face value. The greatest lesson this coin teaches is that successful coin collecting depends on knowledge, patience, and careful observation rather than exaggerated claims. Most 1986 P. Washington quarters remain ordinary circulation coins, but beautifully preserved uncirculated examples, top-grade certified pieces, and genuine mint-era coins continue to attract the strongest collector interest. By studying mint marks, condition, originality, and authentic mint-made varieties, collectors discover that the true value of a coin lies in its history, craftsmanship, and preservation. Every 1986 P. Washington quarter serves as a reminder that history often survives in the smallest objects we use every day, waiting for someone curious enough to appreciate its journey.